came out to Kranji to sort of look at a site for a photo shoot which I'm planning, and I thought I'd stop by the Kranji War Memorial to see my granddad. There's a story about how I decided to dig deeper into my family history. When I was in national service, one of those days we were out somewhere training, and my OC said, "Come on guys, let's go somewhere." And he walks us out of the jungle. Okay, this was way back in 1995. He said, "Okay guys, put your rifles down, take off your SBOs." And he says, "I want you to just sit here and think about what happened in the war and what we are doing in national service." I did, and then suddenly I remembered, the stories that my grandma used to talk about her husband who went out during the war, during the bombings of Singapore, and he never came home. And for years and years, my grandmother, sometimes she would sort of lament, "Why did they take my husband from me? I miss him so much." And as a young kid, it never really meant much. It didn't hit me really hard. But when I came here as a young national serviceman, in my uniform, with my weapon, it suddenly hit me that every single one of these guys, every single one of these tombs, every single name was somebody who died. And they were young. A lot of them were about my age or younger than that. Over the years, I found the books with the names out there. I found my grandmother's name and the name of her 5 kids, my uncles and aunties, including my mom's name. Kind of remembered my grandfather's name from the certificates my grandma would hang. My grandfather was awarded a medal by the king, a posthumous medal by the king for his service to the crown. The medal has since been lost, but we have the certificate somewhere, signed by the king in the 1950s. My granddad was declared MIA after the war, and it was much later that he was presumed dead. Is where my grandfather's name is, and from what I can possibly piece together with history and where my granddad was and what he did, I suspect my granddad was caught as a POW by the Japanese when they entered the city in Singapore in February 1942. My grandfather was a private in the Straits Settlement Volunteer Corps, and their base was the old Beach Road camp. Funny enough, I was posted there, which made it even more surreal. The men whose names are recorded on these panels perished in captivity in February 1942 and lie buried here in one grave with 10 comrades whose names are not known. There it is, right there. Chan Fuk Yen. I try to come here every year. I never met my grandfather. I wish I did. I also wished I had asked my grandmother to tell me more, but she had a deep hatred for the Japanese after the war, and she refused to own anything Japanese. My grandmother was taken care of by the Singapore government. They gave her a pension, well as they took care of her medical needs till the day she died. And right to the day she died, she would ask why they took her precious husband from her. So that's the story. I'm going to take a few minutes now.